Want to sell your drum kit? It's really easy to sell your old drum equipment to us at Drumshack. We offer a hassle and haggle-free solution. All you need to do is follow these steps. Take some photos of your kit, upload to the Drumshack second-hand portal or send us an email. We then send you a quote. If you're happy with the offer and you're local, simply bring your kit into the store. If not, for a small fee, we'll arrange to pick up the goods. Oh yeah, don't forget your photo ID. We offer part exchange or cash for your goods. Job done. To find out how much your drum kit is worth, get in touch today.
Hello there, and welcome back from my corridor into Drumshack Home Edition. We are all good. Hope you are well. We are keeping exploring these amazing drum kit. We did a couple of things in the past few days. We did a setup video, and we did already a 1 hour ish kind of presentation of this kit. For whoever missed it, this is a Tama Club Jam Mini, which I've converted into a silent kit using Brimo silent stroke heads and Z triple X mesh heads, Zildjian low volume L80s, and I've converted it into an hybrid electronic kit using the Yamaha EAD10. If you go to our social, you will be able to check all those videos and and get there get a start with what we did. Today we're going to do something else. Today specifically, I have put up a Roland PDX12 pad. This is the snare pad that comes with the TD 17 KVX and KV. Um, we have also that one. If you're fancying some information about that kit, that will be coming to you in probably a week or 10 days or 2 weeks. We'll see. But for now, I'm using this pad. I've connected it to my EAD10, and I'm using it as a tom-tom floor tom, and just another trigger. Um, so, without further ado, I am going to show you a couple of things that we can do with with this pad. So we've first of all we've put it on a snare stand just because it's nice and easy. It makes it easier being in my corridor. It makes it easier to move it around and get out of the way when I'm not playing. The rest of the kit is very easy to break down, so you can literally just push it against the wall, and you have pretty much the whole corridor back to yourself. And this kit is really quiet. So since everyone is in, me, my flatmate, my upstairs neighbors, um, we don't really want to make a lot of noise, um, and we're not, because this kit is really quiet. I'm gonna give you just quick a quick test of how quiet this thing is. I'm going to kill all my triggers and show you how quiet this is. I take this down, and I take this down, and I take this down, and now there's no triggers involved. All the audio is being picked up by the condenser mics on the top of the AD. This thing has got two condenser mics, as we were saying, that pick up the whole of the drum kit, and they originally were designed for the kit to just get like a central mic, so you could pick up the whole kit and you can add effects and stuff. You can also record and all these things. But also a very cool feature is that you actually have a talkback option, which increase the volume of the microphone with a single touch. I am actually using it a lot. Well, I'm using it a lot for these shows, and I'm also using it a lot when I teach because it makes it easier to talk with the student. So, as I was saying, really quiet, dead quiet. So this is literally the sound, and this is the sound here. If I move like few feet away, there's uh, there's really not much going on. No one can hear. No one can hear. All my flatmates are musicians. Some of them are still doing online session. We're all doing our thing, and uh, and they can't hear it from their condenser mics in their rooms. So I suppose that kind of testifies how quiet this thing is. The cool thing though is that you can whack up all the triggers and have a proper sounding electronic kit. So I'm going. And this is just the beginning of it. I've spent a couple of hours just fiddling around the sound. So this is literally just the mic with the addition. The mic is quite low in the mix, obviously with an acoustic drum kit. Especially if you are miking the drum kit, you can push the volume of the mic, the gain of the mic up, and you will have like a really nice and strong sound coming out of it. But now, especially because this cymbal, for sake of portability, comfort, and compactness, is mounted off the bass drum with this vintage style bass drum mount, which comes feature with the Tama Club Jam drum kit. You will see what I've done in the video that we did last week. Um, but we've put the triggers all the way up, so we actually have a very quiet drum kit outside. But um, I can hear it sounding like a normal drum kit. Well, like and the drum kit that I've selected with the triggers that I've selected, and this is going through the unit with a USB cable into my laptop, and I'm using that basically as my sound source. So everything that is happening is being triggered by the EAD. My voice, all the drum sounds into the computer through the internet in space and to your computer all through this unit. So a one unit solution really for a lot of stuff. I'm not going to be here praising this piece of kit any more than I've already done. I'll probably incidentally do it again just because like I think it's a brilliant piece of kit. But I want to show you today a little bit more of what this unit does in terms of sound. So I'm gonna take my talk back out. My volume, the volume of my voice is gonna drop. Probably it's not a bad thing. So now now we are in the normal mode, and at the minute, like I was fiddling with this user 24 drum kit, but I've modified it, so we can even just on from the top we go to classic program 001. So it's the first thing that happens when you are on the AD, and you have oh, you have no sound on the snare because the trigger is all the way down. But you can bring it up, and you have a tambourine. Okay, and you have a snare here. Um, I don't know how this is gonna work. Yeah, funky. A lot of people are using the snare drum there. As you can tell, I've never used the snare drum on my ride, and I've never used a tambourine on instead of a snare drum. Um, so if that was sounding funky, probably yeah, we achieved what we wanted. But we can. This is really good. We can change the sound of this tambourine because, like, I suppose this kit is really designed for layering an already pre-existent acoustic drum. So you put your RT50S on your snare drum, on your main snare drum, and then you can trigger the tambourine sound, and you have your normal acoustic snare drum, whichever your favorite snare drum is, and you can layer it with a tambourine, which is super hip and cool. A lot of people do it. A lot of artists do it, producers. But let's go into the editing of this thing. So I'm here. I push on the trigger button, and you can't see it, but you got category and the number, which is the number of the instrument. So I'm gonna go to my category and go back to snare drum, and all of a sudden 001 Maple Custom. I'm gonna change a little bit my chord. You can one thing that you can do with this is that you can absolutely customize how you want the trigger to respond. So you can change the gain of the trigger. You can change all the things. I'm gonna change a little bit because at the minute I'm getting a little bit too much gain on the hits. So I'm gonna go back in the main menu. Mhm. And I'm gonna go to trigger, pad type, already sounding better. I am pretty happy with this. Hear you can hear double stroke, even flams are pretty clear. What else do you want? So let's keep going. I'm gonna change a little bit more sound and show you a bit of options that you have with this kit. Now we have a kick drum which is called 008 hard rock. It sounds very hard and very rock. But if I want a more vintage 70s 24 with or without some with or without some muffling inside, and this can go really well with a vintage 70s snare. So and the groove like this, I want to change this to probably floor tom. So let's go in the tom tom category, and we change this into a vintage 70s low. That sounds vintage and low. With medium and high. But I like this more. And what would be a proper old school sound without some reverb? You can add reverb, you can add loads of other effects, and I'm going to show you what you can do. So the reverb is this knob here. You can go from like absolutely nothing a lot of reverb there. And on my voice. Obviously, we have the first reverb type is whole, but we can change it to studio, which is a little bit tighter. As you can tell, you have a shorter tail. And now I'm with my reverb all the way up. So a very controlled type of sound. And I can change room one. Classic. Can change the range a little bit bigger for all your vintage rock, and probably would sound great on ballads and things like that. Small stage sounds like a small stage, doesn't it? One of my favorites is some plate. Plate adds this really nice bite to it. I love it. I love it on drums. Ooh, 80s classic. Gate reverb. And you have two types of gate reverb. Obviously, this I'm gonna take it off. This goes also on the mic, and this is really useful when you use it with a bigger drum kit with tom toms and stuff, because you get that effect also on your other drums and on your cymbals. So that alone is really effective to change the sound of your drum kit straight away. One song to the other, you just whack the reverb up, and you are in the 80s, or you are in a massive cave, or you're in a recording studio, and all your drum kit is going to respond like you're in that environment. So this is the reverb. Again, really super useful and super effective, and it sounds great. That takes my money. What else we got? Reverse. Hey. I'm not sure what you can use this. If you have any idea, I'm gonna take it off because my voice sounds terrible. If you have an idea what you can use it for, comment are open down below. You can also ask us any question if you're watching this live. If you're not watching it live, ask questions anyways, because we're gonna answer all of your questions in the next live stream. Have we got other? No, we only got 12 effect. Sorry, forgot about the talkback. We only got 12 effect, which I think is more than enough, because 12 effect, considering you can tune them from the reverb knob all the way up or down or anywhere in between, I'd say that gives you a lot of options. And you also have another parameter here, which is still is another thing that affects the sound of the microphone, and is the effect button. I'm going to show you what that does in a minute. For now, we're just going to go back and play a little bit more. again the gate reverb. um I'm a massive fan of it. I think it's like very contemporary as well. You can hear a lot of production now going back to those 80s sound and 80s early 90s production. But once again, I would reinforce our the can I say miracle? Can you give me a miracle, Yamaha? You gave me a miracle. How this unit is doing all the work for me. Um, Literally is a no-brainer. I can't stress it anymore. How simple was this to set up everything from my unit to my snare trigger, to my extra pad that even if I touch it, it's getting triggered. And it sounds like some tribal stuff. We also have loads of percussive sounds, by the way, which we're going to see in a minute. But everything and the acoustic sounds, my voice, everything is going through um, everything is going through the mic and everything is going through the sensors into the unit, which has got a very simple layout and is very easy to navigate, very easy to change your sounds and add your effect and modify your effect and configure these triggers. We were talking earlier about curves, about gain, and about adjusting sensitivity and cross talking. Um, and you can do it like well in a blink of the eye. Super easy. And everything then from here, I've got a USB cable, like literally a standard USB cable. You probably have a box at home full of those. At least I had. Um, and this goes straight into my computer, and that's it. It's like I'm using this as my audio source. If you're using nowadays, we're getting all very used to programs for video conference and things like that. Everything um, we're doing it through those programs, and this is also what we are using, and uh, everything goes here into the computer. You can select, as you know, the if you use your internal mic, or if you have an external mic, or if you have a sound source, which could be anything from like a small USB sound card to you name it. Um, you can select the AD10 is absolutely foolproof, and straight away you have sound. You have electronic sound. You have the sound from the mic. You can speak. You can record yourself. Um, and we will go into the recording bit a little bit more in depth in the next lesson. Well, it's not a lesson. This is a stream. Like this is open for anybody. I don't want anybody to feel like I'm teaching, because I'm not teaching anything here. I'm just showing you some stuff that I'm lucky enough to be able to test. But we want to hear also what you think, because you might be able to tell us some other stuff that we don't know. I've only got the EAD for about a couple of weeks now, but this was out on the market since last year. Yamaha took it out on the market last year, and since then it's been really popular, and I can see why. It's just a brilliant piece of gear. But still, a lot of people have no idea, and I'm getting a load of questions about what this unit does, and just general um, general feedback about this unit. If it's good for practice, if it's good for recording, if it's good for teaching. um, and I would say that is a very solid choice for all of these things. Specifically, practice home or in even in your just in your studio. If you have a studio, this doesn't need to be something that you just use because you need to be quiet. You can use it on an acoustic drum kit, and you're gonna actually use the full potential of the mics and of the recording capabilities. But for practicing, as I said, as I was saying before, for teaching, this is a really, really good piece of gear. So if you just tuned in, I think this has been going for about half an hour now. There has been 30 minutes where we've been talking about a few other things. We did another live stream last week about the AD and the setup that I'm using. So if you're interested, you can go and check it out on our Facebook page and YouTube page. If you're new to our channel, please feel free to just hit on the Drumshack logo, and you can check all our videos. We've been doing loads of videos and loads of demos and loads of these kind of things. If you like what you see, you can always subscribe. You can follow our channel to get notified when we're going live next, when any of our video gets published, and feel free to leave us a comment, and let us know what you think. If you think what we're doing is cool, or if you have any suggestion, or if you want to add anything, because we might leave some stuff behind sometimes. And um, I am going to leave you for a minute or two for a break, and when we go back to this, we're going to do some more playing. I'm going to show you some more sound, but for now, let's hit the break.
Want to sell your drum kit? It's really easy to sell your old drum equipment to us at Drumshack. We offer a hassle and haggle-free solution. All you need to do is follow these steps. Take some photos of your kit, upload to the Drumshack second-hand portal or send us an email. We then send you a quote. If you're happy with the offer and you're local, simply bring your kit into the store. If not, for a small fee, we'll arrange to pick up the goods. Oh yeah, don't forget your photo ID. We offer part exchange or cash for your goods. Job done. To find out how much your drum kit is worth, get in touch today.
Welcome back, guys, and it's me, Marco. You are back on the Drum Shack channel. This is Drum Shackle Home Edition. As we were saying at the beginning of the video, we're all indoor, but we know what's going on outside, and we need to stay indoor to protect our health service and to do our duty. And there's loads of ways we can cope with that. I've been coping with drumming. Um, we've been going through what we've been doing here for the previous half an hour of live stream, and we had another video and another stream last week. Um, Quick recap: we're using a Tama Club Jam. Uh, Equipped with some silent mesh head, Remo silent stroke, set triple X. I'm using a Roland PDX12, which I strongly suggest, by the way, you check out because he's an amazing pad. He's one of the latest addition from the Roland family. Is a full size 12-inch snare pad. They use it, well, it's a trigger pad. They use it as a snare on the on the TD17 KV and KVX. Because of the added diameter, it feels like you're playing a real drum. It's amazing. And on the top of that, Siljan L80 low volume cymbals. Um, all of these going through the incredible Yamaha EAD10. So snare trigger, um, the snare trigger, snare trigger, dual trigger RT50S, and the Yamaha EAD10 sensor unit that goes on the kick drum. We have also connected this pad, everything going into the EAD10, USB out into my computer, and you have a sound source which gives you triggered sound from the amazing sound library of the Yamaha EAD10 and the condenser mic on the top, which is allowing me to talk to you, but also picks up the sound from your drums if you're using it with acoustic or a quiet drum kit like this one. So as we were saying before, I want to show you a bit more of uh, of the potential of this kit because we have seen so far how the reverb works, and you have discovered that I'm a massive 80s nostalgia fan, and I love gate reverb. But now we move on to the effect section, which is as interesting as the reverb section. So I'm gonna go out of my talkback. The volume of my voice is gonna go lower. Don't worry about that. So we are into effect. Um, you have loads of different effect. You can tell already that I've got delay now, and I can change the rate. Spacey. Um, this is just like a free delay that you change. I'm gonna put. Yeah, now is bypassed. Um, this is just a standard delay that you can change the rate by just twisting the control knob of the effect. It goes from short to very large, and it's just like random. If you want like uh, random hits, I see this really useful for all of you dub drummers, and if you play like reggae, contemporary, a little bit more old school, and you have this especially good for hybrid setup. If you use standard drum kit and then you hit one pad that has got the effect on, and you have that classic, uh, that classic delay effect. We have few different type of delays on this unit. The next one, actually, you can control the sound of, well, the repetition, because it goes is in tune with our click. So in this case, I've got it on 8 notes at 120 BPM. So but obviously I can change the tempo, as I can change the tempo on a standard metronome. So by just pushing up and down, I change the tempo of the quarter notes, and I go up to 170. How is this sounding? Um, apparently we've got a question. The question is, well, apparently no, we have got the question. Sorry. The question is if you can set separate reverb for different drums, and the answer is I don't know. This is something I still have to play around with. I'm pretty sure you can select the routing of the effect, but if you are watching this video and you know if this is working or not, please leave a comment. It's not only for us, it's for the whole community. So I think is really helpful. But we can check, as I was saying, the whole layout of the menu is really easy. So maybe we can find something if we go into menu and um, I can't do the talkback, unfortunately, because can't do the talkback. And the menu, if you're wondering why I haven't gone in talkback mode still, is because the talkback mode, I'm going to show you that. But there we go. Effect. You can actually change all the parameters in the effect, um, going into menu, scene, and effect uh, from here. Um, and you can change the sends from the microphone and the trigger unit and the voice actually going through. So I can also take the effect on or off from the talkback when I'm doing the talkback. Um, I can't really see if I can um, do different. Mm, yes. Okay. Um, I can change. So I'm in my um, my scene menu, and I'm on the voice menu. One thing you can do, this is one of those random finds. While I was looking for the effect, you can change you can change the tuning of your instrument, so you can really customize your drum set and make it sound exactly how you want. This would be great in a ballad section. Prince was a massive fan of these kind of sounds. This kind of reminds me of like Purple Rain kind of vibe. We can change the tuning, we can change the decay of the instrument, so we can have like a longer or a shorter tail. Um, I've got filters, I've got alternation mode, which is different from what we're looking. Yeah, I'm not sure. You can you can change and assign different effects to. I'm gonna go into voice mode. Talkback. There we go. I'm not sure, to answer the question we've got. I'm not sure you can put different effects on different drums. I actually would be a little bit surprised if that was the thing, because we only have one effect control knob here, and we can control one effect at a time. So I'm not 100% sure you can do that. What I'm 100% sure you can do, though, is that you can import your own sounds. So if you're looking to have something very, very specific, you can either um, record it on your computer and manipulate it from your preferred preferred DAW, or you can download it from you can download libraries of sounds. I've downloaded loads of libraries, and you can upload sounds directly on the unit. It hasn't got a massive memory space, just because like there's loads of already incredibly useful sounds on it. But you can add a fair few of your personal sounds, and you can all of that just on a memory stick. You can import them and play and assign them to anything. So you can do that to get around that issue. But I want to go back to the effects, because there are a few that are really, really cool. And we were into tempo delay. If we go to the next one, we have well, this one is the same, but in triplets rather than in straight fours. Reminds me a little bit of Pink Floyd, the 80s production. We have other delays. We have more tempo delays. we have a compressor. A compressor is an effect that just squashes everything. So if you want your drum, and this is really useful. I don't know how it's gonna translate on a kit like this, uh, but if you use it on your acoustic drum, it will get your cymbals and your tom tom and your snare drum just pop so hard because everything is gonna have the dynamic a little bit squashed. So to use in an environment where you're playing live, because like this is also extremely efficient in live settings. Um, be aware you're using a condenser mic, so I would stay away from putting too much feedback from the unit in your own wedge. It works magic if you're using in-ears like I'm using, or if you're happy with your sound without having additional drums in your monitor. Um, but the compressor will make your drum sound incredibly strong and punchy in a live setup. So it's not making a whole lot of difference in this scenario. Actually, you can hear probably the ground noise, the noise, the ambient noise are going a little bit louder, and that's just because literally the microphone is pushing the gain of everything that is quieter a little bit up. So you can just imagine what that does to your acoustic drum kit. Let's move forward. Again, this is another effect that would sound amazing on your drum kit, is distortion. We all know what distortion does on a guitar. Most of us know what distortion does on a guitar. It adds a lot of fizz and it squashes all the frequencies out. So you get this sound that is usually associated with rock genres, um, and you can add distortion to your drums. A lot of producers have done that. Actually, there's distortion on drums more than you actually can probably figure. But also in genres like garage and punk and a lot of hip hop production actually. They tend to have a little bit more grainy, almost lo-fi um, tone to their drums, and an easy way to achieve that is to add distortion. So if you use this on your acoustic drum, straight away you have a level of distortion added to your overall sound, which will get your sound a little bit more grittier, and your especially on the cymbal and tom tom, they come out a little bit brighter with an added kind of fuzz abilities on the top. It's a really cool effect. Um, So if you're looking for some really weird, this would work really well with some electronic sound. Actually, we're gonna see a little bit of that in a minute as well. Um, let's see what else we've got. Very similar effect. This is ring modulation. Really fun. This is another very spacey effect, which is again very commonly associated to guitar sounds and keyboard sounds. Um, or if you are in Motley Crue and you have big cymbal breaks and you want to put flanger on it, now you have it for all your drums without having to be in Motley Crue. Which, I mean, I'm probably not going to be in Motley Crue anytime soon. Something like this, I would see it really well on production, like contemporary EB, EDM, and even stuff like I don't know, Thundercat and Flying Lotus and Bonobo production, like a little bit more weird, unconventional, and funky sounds. Once again, we are in space with this phaser. So these effects, you can get the full potential actually when you play with acoustic drums. They sound incredible because, as I was saying before, imagine these kind of effect applied to an acoustic scenario. So to your snare drum and your tom tom is pretty cool what you can do with that. and ring modulation. Because what are we doing if we don't have ring modulation? Once again, you can, once you have these effects, like obviously now you're hearing them here, but everything that you hear here, you have an output from the unit, and you can send it to your audio interface and record your drums into your project if you're doing any recording or production. Or you can send it to the front of house if you're playing live. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people would find this kind of solution uh, incredibly useful. I'm thinking of everyone that plays like function, pub gigs, small venues where they don't necessarily have their own sound engineer, or sometimes you don't have a sound engineer at all, and you can't really bring your audio mic, or you don't have all your mics. You don't have your snare drum mic. You don't have your tom tom mics. You don't have your kick drum mic. This solution is incredibly practical. Again, we're talking about this box, this small unit. Don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna actually giving you a good look at it, hopefully without making too much trigger noise. So I'm unscrewing this. Ah, there we go. Tiny, tiny, and you can hear actually the proximity of my voice. It's small. You've got the mics up here. You've got, this is the knob to tighten it on the on your bass drum hoop. Your bass drum hoop goes here, and you have here, you can see the effect, the trigger piezo. So just literally put this one and you're done. I'm gonna just put it back on. Actually, I couldn't wait to show you guys, and I think I've unscrewed it a bit too much. Oh, there we go. So, as I said, this is really, really easy to set up. It goes back on the hook of your bass drum. You just fix it in place, and job done. Plug the cables. You send the cables to wherever you want to send them, if you want to send them anywhere, or if you're using, as we are, straight into the computer using the USB cable, then you don't have to do literally anything. You can also record yourself just using the USB cable. And we're here with the ring modulator. Absolutely incredible. I'm gonna kill this. Just quickly, I want you have a library of sound that is endless, going from acoustic to electronic sound. electronic sounds. A lot of electronic sounds. Let's change my tom-tom as well. Let's change the... You name it. We've got gated tom-tom. Let's change this again. So really, a lot of potential, and again, it's something that to show you all the sound, it would take probably days. You have percussion sounds. Quickly. We'll leave this for Christmas. There's a effects category and waves category, so you have like loads of different sounds. Wow. Tablas. And you name it, there's loads. There's literally infinite potential to this drum kit. I'm gonna go back to something a little bit more standard, even though maybe I won't. Maybe I'll keep the electronic vibe going. Cymbals here as well. That's ooh. And then we want to add a little bit of effect. We add a little bit of reverb. And another cool thing that we can do is if I'm using a standard drum kit, is that I can assign my trigger to be anything that I wouldn't really bring on a gig, maybe for just one song, might that be from a cowbell to a tam tam to timpani. One other thing I can do is to go and have, for instance, maybe I want to go and have a djembe. I'll change this to a djembe as well. Um, we've got a question. Meantime, I've um, I'm checking for the sound I'm looking for. We've been asked if we're using silent stroke heads, and we're actually using a one Remo silent stroke head. We have a bit of a mixture here. We have the Remo silent stroke head, we have a Z triple X on the bass drum, and we have a Roland mesh head here on the PDX12. And these are just few of the drum heads on the market. Same things goes for the cymbals. We're using the Zildjian low volume L80s, but they are not the only low volume cymbals. So just to give you a breakdown, Remo is a um, single ply mesh head, really responsive. It felt well. It feels like you're playing the djembe, but it feels like you're playing a standard drum head. Really responsive, really easy to tune. Rather than tune, I should say tension, because that's what really we're doing here. Um, the Z Triple X is a triple ply and is from this kind of new brand on the block. They do single, double, and triple ply, and they come at a very reasonable price. So if you're in a budget for something a little bit cheaper, if you're converting your whole drum kit, there's another thing you can do. If you've got an acoustic drum kit and you don't really want to change it, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to play your drum kit in the comfort of your house. You can just change all the drum heads to silent heads, to mesh heads. Um, and because sometimes it could be, if you have a big kit, that could be quite an investment. With Z drum head, you won't break the bank. They are really affordable and great quality. So you can I can absolutely recommend them. If you're in the market for something a little bit cheaper, check them out. Called Z dash ED. You spell them. They are on our website. I remind you that our physical shop is closed, but our online department is still open for business. So for anything that you might need, you can still uh, buy stuff from our website, and it will still get delivered to you in a reasonably short time. Back to the heads. We've got the Roland measured on this one, which is a double ply. Um, Roland does double ply. Evans does a measured since not very long now, and Pearl has been doing measured for quite a while. So loads of options. Speak to our team if you are interested. I think I found my djembe sound. And on this very, very lucky and interesting note, I'm gonna say my goodbyes. I'm thanking you for watching and sticking by. If you are watching this live, thank you. If you're watching this after the live is finished, thank you. Both of you, you feel free to comment down below if you liked what you've heard. If you have more questions, I'm gonna try and discover. I will discover more about this drum kit and especially on the AD10 in the next few days. We have another live stream set up for Saturday afternoon. So stick with us, follow our social, and keep washing your hands. Stay safe, and I will see you soon. Thank you very much. It's been Marco. It's been a pleasure. Bye now.
Want to sell your drum kit? It's really easy to sell your old drum equipment to us at Drumshack. We offer a hassle and haggle-free solution. All you need to do is follow these steps. Take some photos of your kit, upload to the Drumshack second-hand portal or send us an email. We then send you a quote. If you're happy with the offer and you're local, simply bring your kit into the store. If not, for a small fee, we'll arrange to pick up the goods. Oh yeah, don't forget your photo ID. We offer part exchange or cash for your goods. Job done. To find out how much your drum kit is worth, get in touch today.